Between that 400 level reject on the SPY, the way that NVIDIA is set up, and Tesla earnings, this could be one of the biggest weeks of the year so far. I have something that I think is going to be perfect this week. It's going to be if the market is bullish. So let's start with the SPY. SPY is a really great starting point. Always SPY, S&P 500, whole market. We all know that. So this is the weekly chart on the SPY. I've been watching this for months, literally months. So I'm right here. You see a nice little rejection point here, another one here. I talk about this often. So I'm going to draw a support line or a resistance line here, kind of like a trend line. So we're kind of focusing on this, and now we got this nice little guy right here. Here is our support line. So when we zoom in on this, looks like we're starting to form almost like, I think this is just we're gonna head a lot lower, I think. If we break this upper trend here, so it's around that 400 level on the weekly. So I'm expecting to reject 400. But short term, I think we could run up and test that one more time because this is a pretty bullish candle here. It's trying to stay above this uptrend. Rejected, but then we had a nice little bounce on Friday. Could have been a whole entire fake out. You just never know with what the market's going to be doing here. But we do have some pretty significant data starting on Thursday. Got PCE data, and then Friday we have Michigan sentiment, consumer sentiment. So we should get some volatility, but relatively pretty weak on the news that we have to be paying attention to. So the debt ceiling is something to pay attention to as well. So if you start seeing headlines about the debt ceiling, the government going into shutdown could be a very bearish situation for the market. But short term, I think we're going to be testing this 400. So I don't want to break this downtrend because then it starts throwing everybody for a loop. Big, massive buying here. So we're at that 400 level right here on the daily. So we could see that 400 test this week, but I'm expecting a rejection point too. So this is a bullish sign for me right now. So I still think that there's some up room to that 400 level, and at that 400 level, I would start to maybe start taking some puts because I think we could see another really big down day. One thing I am noticing right now is NVIDIA. If the market stays up like this, we have so much room up. I tried to catch this bounce. I knew this was going to happen. We had a nice little rip up. I wanted this on Friday. I talked about it on my channel, but I missed it. But I think we're going to probably jump up to like 181-ish a little bit, maybe have like a little bit of a pullback. But it's going to this high. I know at the 188, I think it's going to test this 188. I think we got about $8 up, which on NVIDIA, if we look at those contracts, those could pay so well. Like really, really well. 70, I'm assuming I would probably day trade the same weeks, so Fridays. Won't swing same weeks. If I decide to swing, it'll be a pretty nice chunk of change. But as of right now, the 190s are $90 a piece, and in the money's around $460. So I'm assuming this could be like a nice little 200% potential play on these if NVIDIA runs up to that 188 mark. So that's what I'm going to be paying attention to. I'm probably going to be trying these 182.5s or 185s. I don't really like to do these half ones. So maybe 180s or 185 calls I'm looking on NVIDIA this week. Especially if the market is bullish. If the market's not bullish, then I'll probably just focus on the SPY and QQQ. But that's really all I'm seeing. The only other thing that I really like to see is Melly. Melly looks like it has this continuation pattern, and Melly is a beast. Back in 2020, 2021, this thing made me every single dollar, I feel like. This is really, really key significant level at 1100 here. We tested it a couple times, but it looks like pretty bullish up here. So I'm going to start looking for some puts big time, especially in NVIDIA above that 188 level and Melly here pretty soon if the market starts to cool off because these things will come down rather quickly. So I'm really watching that SPY 400 level. I'm watching that NVIDIA 188, and that's about all I got. Melly is just kind of like one of those freebie plays, but those two plays, NVIDIA is probably one of the better setups I've seen in a really long time. So that's one of my main focuses. Hope that helps you out, and let's make some money this week.